Welcome back. Welcome back. Is your host Delano on the FanWire podcast. We are giving you the post-game recap of the Washington Mystics versus the Los Angeles Sparks. This matchup didn't go in our favor in no fashion, form, or anything like that. We got smoked from the beginning to the end. It was bad. All right. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. We are giving you the breakdown of the 22nd game of the Washington Mystics season. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, this is your host, Delano, on the FanWire podcast. We're grateful for you tuning in. This is your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. So yesterday, the Sparks beat the Mystics 99-8. The Mystics were on a winning streak, and we went to LA and we got toasted. I mean, really, really bad. That was Kiki Irvin's opportunity to go back to LA and have a great game in front of her fans that she earned at USC. But it didn't go in our favor. All right, so let's just go ahead and give you the rundown. All right, so the Los Angeles Sparks improved to 8-14, and they actually, this is their first time having back-to-back wins in this season. Great, and it's against the Washington Mystics. All right, so again, we were on a 3-game winning streak, and we dropped this. We had this loss, and we ended up going 11-4-11. So we back at 50%, 500 for the year. So, we're still doing better than we expected. But, we expected a little bit more. Once you start to get in winning ways, the fans start to expect it. So we look forward to winning every game or at least being competitive. We got smoked by the Sparks, for real. All right, so first quarter, the Sparks raced out to a lead, and they were shooting 60% from the field. They had a narrow lead, but, it was just the beginning of the downfall. You had Hamby with 10 points, Plum with 7 points, and Stevens with 8 points in the first quarter. They were running it down our throats, pretty much. So pretty much, we have great bigs, but they're not bigs that can get out and run with speedy players. They can run with other power forwards and centers, but when it comes to small forwards, it's difficult for our players to keep up. And the Sparks exposed us. They really exposed us. In the beginning of the season, we were running and exploiting matchups against the bigger teams, but now we're facing more nimble teams, right? So they got out and ran. I mean, they just ran. It wasn't too cool, to say the least. All right, so they actually had, they had fast break points, and they were super energized in transition, and it was all based on defense. So we got to play better. Second quarter, the Sparks dominated. It was a 33-point to 12-point quarter. So we only scored 12 points. When we have gotten down by teams that either play zone or they run real well, it's hard for us to get back in those games. And, I don't know if everybody was just trying to get back home, just ready to get this road trip over, but it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. We tried to get back into the game. We scored 17. We went on a 17-point run, but it was just too much to overcome in the first half. And Dearica Hamby finished with 18 points and a half, including a buzzer beater, which was a three-pointer. What can you do? We got to do better. Julie Allemand had a total of seven assists by halftime. Burrell had a steal, fast break finishes. It was bad. I mean, it was bad. Second half, Rickea Jackson had 11 points in the third quarter. And that took the lead to 22 points. So it was just bad. It was just bad. Team composure. Sparks had 6 turnovers. The Mystics had 15 turnovers. Typically, we're defending teams as the Washington Mystics, and we are winning a turnover battle. But the Sparks had our number. They beat us bad. All right. So let's talk about the key performance. So Dearica Hamby ended up with 26 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and again, 18 points by the first half. Smoked us. On the flip side, Shakira Austin, 16 points, 8 rebounds. She did her best. Doug Sutton ended up with, actually, let me do this. Let's pull these stats up here so y'all can take a look at them. Moving too fast. Pull these stats up here. All right, so Sugg Sutton had 14 points and along with 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and only 1 turnover. So Sugg Sutton has been a very pivotal player for the Washington Mystics. She has taken over the point guard role, and she hasn't turned the ball over. So I want to give you a salute. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving that ball. But we just need more from other players. So again, Shakira Austin ended up with 16 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks. But we got our pace. Kiki Irvin, 8 points, 8 rebounds. You know, I would expect you going back to your old stomping grounds, you have at least 15 points, at least. But the one person that really, really disappointed me in last night's game was Brittany Sykes. Only 8 points. Only shot 7 shots. And 4 of those shots were 3 points. You know, you're normally getting to the rack. You're normally getting easy buckets on layups. You're normally getting easy buckets at the free throw line. But you just have these games that are out of your character, out of what we are known for you to do. And I just don't understand what's going on sometimes. Tony Citron ended up with 8 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. She had a very Sonia Citron was checking Rickea Jackson. Nobody has really given her the business like Rickea Jackson did. But you also got to remember, Rickea Jackson, faster player, she's taller, so it's going to be a difficult matchup for her. So, yeah, the Sparks, they handed it to us. Rickea Jackson had 22 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Stevens had 15 points, 8 rebounds. Kelsey Plum had 20 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. They cooked us bad. I mean, bad. So hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit better going forward. All right, so let's talk about how we lost the game. The Sparks had the shot a better field goal percentage, and the Mystics shot 43% from field. We both shot similar from three. We're both shooting just under 40%. And I will say this, that the reason why both teams are struggling from three, and really, if you look at all of the games across the WNBA, a lot of teams are struggling to shoot the three. And the reason I believe is they're playing too many games too close to each other. They don't have enough time to recover for the next game. You're having so many teams, or really virtually every team playing every other night for the most part. So you don't have time to practice. You don't have time to recoup your body, get your body back together. And that's why three-point shooting is down across the WNBA. It's good to hear that the WNBA will be extending the 2026 season into November. So it's going to give players at least another day of recovery, right? And I think that also can play into free throw shooting too, especially at the end of games. These ladies are tired. They're the most well-conditioned basketball players in the world, right? But if you don't give them recovery time, it's difficult for them to be at their optimum performing selves, right? All right, so let's get back to it. The Mystics shot a better free throw percentage today. I've been calling for this all year. They have been shooting a very low percentage this season. But to see the Washington Mystics shoot 85% from the free throw line, that is great to see. That is one of the one things that we can say, hey, the Washington Mystics did well in this game. We shot our free throws. Good job. Rebounds, 35 for 30. With our bigs, I think we should have got more rebounds. We should have out-rebounded the Sparks. But what the Sparks did, they used their bigs and they ran our team. They ran our team. So if we were to make a move, right, maybe we need to get a player that has height and that can run, right, so that we can take advantage of these type of situations that the Sparks exposed us with today, last night, right? I was watching the Indy game. They did the exact same thing. They got out and ran. I mean, they ran. So I think that's going to be the future of the WNBA, getting out and running. You know, old school, dump it down low, that might be a thing of the past. Because if you get more possessions, you got more opportunities to win the game, right? So we'll see what happens. You know, in the last couple of weeks, there has been talk and rumors of Allemand Edwards being traded. And you never know. That could be the move to make, right? But we'll see if that really happens. That's another discussion for another day. All right, so the Sparks beat us in assists, steals. They won the turnover battle. And based on those turnovers, we conceded 24 points to the Sparks. Normally, this is flipped for our Washington Mystics. We got to do better than this. We've got to do better than this. The biggest lead for the Sparks was 27 points. That is a no-go. We got to do better. We got to do better. All right. So, again, this game was played at the Crypto Arena. The final score was 99-80. And, yeah. But I will also say another bright spot. Again, we talk about Allemand Edwards potentially being traded. Since that notification went out to the public, since the public was made aware that the Washington Mystics were in discussion to trade Leah Edwards. Leah Edwards has been playing like, hey, I'm not going nowhere. She had 13 points off of the bench. She's been cooking. She's been killing. So we just got to get everybody cooking at the same time. Yeah, we got to get everybody cooking. So the takeaways: defensive pressure. The Spark put an enormous amount of pressure on the Washington Mystics, and that set the tone for the game. And clean execution. That's another takeaway for the game. The Sparks committed they won a turnover battle. We have to be able to execute our plays and our actions and be able to not turn the ball over. There's a lot of our turnovers were just lazy passes, like just throwing it. And, we can't win that way. We can't win that way. We got out hustle. And the Sparks came and they said they wanted to win before we go to All-Star break. And we got punched in the mouth. For real. Yeah, we have an opportunity to get our lick back, get an opportunity to get a win against the Sparks July 22nd. So we got some more matchups. We'll see how it go. Yeah. This was not a fun watch. This was not a fun game to watch. Again, the Washington Mystics lost 80-99. And we'll see how we can bounce back after the All-Star break. So we're going to get a lot of players. It's going to get a lot of rest, get a recovery. We got opportunities to get into practice. We got a lot of opportunities to tighten up on some things. We got a lot of opportunity. We got a lot. We have opportunity to fix some things here. All right. So again, just let y'all know what we got coming up from the FanWire podcast. The FanWire podcast is doing a takeover at the Barclays Center. That's going to be on Thursday, August the 28th at 7 p.m. Get your ticket, because you don't want to miss the opportunity to jump on the bus. We are renting out a great bus. Got Wi-Fi, you get outlet plugs and comfortable seats, and it's ADA accessible. So the Washington Mystics are taking on the New York Liberty on August the 28th, and we are going to support our squad. So you want to pull up, tune in, so that you can root your squad on and let them know how we go. Let them know how we do. All right. So it's going to be a link in the bio. You don't want to miss it. All right. So again, this is your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. Your host, Delano, at the FanWire podcast. We're taking off. We're out of here. We got to do some work. So y'all enjoy your day. It's about to be an all-star weekend. Sony Citron and Kiki Irfin are representing the Washington Mystics in Indy at the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game. So we are excited to see what they're going to do in the game. Also, we got news that Sonya Citron will be competing in the three-point contest during All-Star Weekend. And of course, we already know who will get that one, because her J is too clean, too smooth, and too accurate for the rest of the people that are competing. And she don't got a whole lot of movement in her jump shot, but we'll talk about that. But anyway, we are excited to see what our Washington Mystics can do. And again, you can follow us on social media. That's YouTube, of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter/X. And yeah, make sure you're following us. We also yeah, we can't wait. We can't wait to see what's going to happen in this All-Star weekend. So let me ask you this in the comments. Let us know what you think. Will okay, let me rephrase this. Let me know what you think. Did the Washington Mystics come out with the amount of energy that was needed to win? Did the Washington Mystics just get punched in the mouth and they was like, hey, we're going in the All-Star weekend, we just let this one go? What do you think about Brittany Sykes only scoring 8 points? Do you think that if Brittany Sykes scores more, we have an opportunity to win, or it just is what it is? All right. Again, this is your host, Delano, on the FanWire podcast. We thank you for tuning in. We out of here. Have a go.